I think we should start.
Okay.
Yes, Omkar. I am audible, no, Omkar?
Yes, sir.
So we were studying CNC programming and we are almost completing it. That is 10 to 20 marks, 10 marks on CNC milling, 10 marks on CNC lathe. Hmm. So later on, I'll give you some sample programs also. Yes, Omkar, the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. CNC program.
So this is what we have studied. And then yesterday there was a problem. We had to stop almost 5 minutes before. So this we discussed program example. So this is your operation planning. That is That is, we are doing altogether 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. 8 operations. So just to quickly revise, this is at the center. This hole, 60 dia hole is at the center. So we are going to do drilling first, 55. Then we are going to use rough boring and then finish boring. Then there are two holes, that is this and this, plain holes, diameter 10. Then there is M12 tap holes, only single hole, that is this. And there are four holes, M10 ka, 1, 2, 3, 4. So altogether there are 3 plus 2, 4, and 4 plus 4, 8 operations. So this is the operation of the drilling, and I told you what is H01, what is T01. So G81 is the drilling cycle. Then G28 it will return to its reference position. Then you have rub boring bar, that is tool number 2. M6 is for the tool change. So again the position is X200 and Y150, that is X200 and Y150, because the program 0 point is here. So first is drilling at this point. Then you have boring, rub boring bar. G43 is nothing but the tool length compensation, and H02, uh, in this you are writing the tool offset. Now instead of G85 you have to use G86. That's why I was telling, because G85 is nothing but the reading cycle. And third operation, operation number third, that is finish boring, diameter 60. Tool number 3, G54 is the offset, X200 and Y150 is the center the position. Then instead of G76 in this program, I have been telling you repeatedly that you have to use G86. G86 is nothing but your boring cycle. And Q0.5 is nothing but the retract. The tool is retracted by 0.5 in radial direction, and then it is returned rapidly up. Then you have drilling diameter 10, that is tool number 4. M6 is tool change. So first hole is at X100 and Y255. This is the first hole, that is X100 and Y255. So where is your X100 and Y2? X100 is here and Y255 is here. So this is one hole, X100 Y255. Then you have one more hole, isn't it? So now the thickness is 25, so that's why we are going Z minus 25. Now another hole is here, that is X275 and Y50. So X275 and Y50. So that is another hole. Hmm. So this is what is your drilling cycle is. R5 is nothing but the tool retract position, and I have been telling that instead of R5 you can position this, Z100. So you have to position it at Z2. Otherwise, what will happen from Z100 till 125? It will go in feed. So that's why it is always good practice that you position the tool at a distance of Z0, Z2, so that your idle time is saved, non-machining time is saved. So now this particular operation is dealing at X100 Y255, that is this, and then another hole X275 Y50, that is this hole. Then now M12 tapping, that is this hole. So what is the position of this hole? It is X380 and Y is 255. X380 and Y255. So before you do tapping, obviously you will have to do the drilling first. So as I told, normally the pitch, standard pitch for the M12 is 1.5. So you have to just subtract 1.5 from 12 in order to get the drill size. So here 1.5 is the pitch, so 12 minus 1.5, so that will be 10.5. 10.5 is nothing but the drill size. So here we are using drill diet 10.25. This is actually a calculated size. Theoretically, as per the machine design book, you will get 10.25. But what happens uh, if you use 10.25 instead of 10.5? Then your tap will go tight. If you try to do manually, your tap will go tight because the hole size is undersized, less. So that's why you have to always, do the hole little bigger so that your tap goes freely and you don't have difficulty in manual tapping. And of course, since you are doing here machine tapping, you are not going to do manual tapping because there are components after component. So manual tapping will take time as well as it is laborious also. So since we are going to do machine tapping, the drill diameter 10.25, that is calculated size is just nice. But again and again,
Excuse me,
we
sir.
are going to do manual tapping. So manual tapping means what happens? You have to apply the force. So if the drill size is undersized, then you'll have to apply lot of force. Somebody is asking something.
Yes, sir. Sir, two to three people are texting. They are in lobby.
Okay, okay.
For
Here, yeah, admit it. So I hope it is clear. That is, if you are going to do manual tapping, if you are going to do manual tapping, then your drill size should be little bigger so that your tap will pass easily. But since you are doing machine tapping, then you can go as per the theoretical drill size. See, manual tapping has got limitation. You can do manual tapping easily till M16 or till M20, but above M20 it is very difficult because you have to apply lot of force. It is quite laborious. We used to give the punishment. So if somebody doesn't do assignment in the workshop, we used to ask the student to do the tapping of M36. Very tiring, M36. एक दो holes tapping किया तो his he'll feel tired. And if he does that M36 ka tapping every day, no, he'll become a bodybuilder. In just 1 month only, he'll get a good muscles. His arm muscles will be developed. But usually you do manual tapping up to M16 only, not beyond that. Hmm. Because since we have, 1,000 pieces, 2,000 pieces, so if you are going to do manual tapping, then it will take time. So your machine time will increase. That's why machine tapping is always preferred. So what I'm trying to tell that 10.25 size is okay, Hmm, no problem. Hmm. So this is the drill size for M12, and the its location is X380, that is this X380, and Y is 255. G54 again I am telling you may be finding it boring, sir क्या क्या बार बार बताते हैं. G0 is rapid movement, G90 is absolute, G54 is work offset, in which you are going to give this where is the 0 point of the workpiece with respect to the machine 0 point. Okay, now this X380 and 255 is not with machine 0 point, it is with respect to the program 0 point. That is what now all the dimensions which are programmed in the workpiece, they are all with respect to the program 0 point. And this program 0 point we have already defined in G54. In G54, that is nothing but the work offset. I hope I am making the things. 805 is tool length compensation. 805 may you are writing the length of the drill, tool length compensation. You are writing the how long this length is. That is what you are defining or you are writing in 805. So again from Z100, you have to bring it, you have to add one more block, you have to bring it to G0, Z2 so that your non-machining time is eliminated. Since there is one hole, G81, Z minus 25, R5, F40. R5 is the retract position. Okay, at the end of this drilling cycle, the tool will retract to R5 if you are using R5. Otherwise, it will retract to Z2. Hmm. And then afterwards, G28, X0, Y0, Z0 is nothing but a reference return, home position. And remember, if you are using G28, then you must use G91. You must use G91. Then next is M12, tool number 6. M6 is nothing but the tool change. G54 work offset. Then H06 may you are mentioning the length of the tap M12. You are writing the. Then here you have to add G0Z2. Then M29 you forget it. Instead of M29 you have to use M3, that is spindle start, and S100 is nothing but the RPM. Hmm. And then here, hmm, see here now the pitch is. Can anybody tell me what is the pitch? See, feed rate is 175, so the pitch will be 175 divided by this 100. So that will be 1.75, and then M12 minus 1.75, that will give the drill size. So it is perfect. 10.25 drill size is correct. Now, if my pitch is 2 mm, then this feed rate will be 100 into 2, so 200. If my pitch is 1.5, then feed rate will be 100 into 1.5. So it will be 150. If my pitch is 1 mm, then feed rate will be 100 into 1, that is 100. Because pitch is nothing but the distance traveled in one rotation. Distance traveled in one rotation. So since my revolutions is 100 millimeter per minute, and if my pitch is 1.5, distance traveled in 1 minute will be 150. So it is very fast. Tapping is, reading is very fast. Reading is very fast. But the examiner will see whether you are writing the feed properly or not. Hmm. This what I am trying to tell, that in G84, in threading or in tapping cycle, the feed rate is not arbitrary. Feed rate is equal to machine speed, that is RPM, into the pitch. And then when the tapping is done, then you are going back to the reference position. So that is G28 X0 Y0 Z0. Now your next is H1. Now you can see here M10 is the tapping and drill dia is 8.5. So from here you can infer that pitch is going to be 1.5, because 10 minus 1.5, that will give you the drill size. Now where is this? These are the four holes of M10 and 20 mm long, and on a PCD of 100. PCD of 100. So PCD stands for pitch circle diameter. So this diameter is 100. Now this point is x200. So this distance will be 50, isn't it? Pitch circle radius will be 50. So now when I am saying x150, that means it is this hole, 200 minus 50. So x150, and y150 is nothing but this. I hope you are getting it. So this is the first hole, x150, y150. So you are positioning your drill at this point. You are positioning your drill at this point. Then you are writing now the length of the drill in H7. You are writing the length of the drill, that is 8.5 in H7. Z is 100. Now you have to bring it down to Z2. Then you are using G81 cycle. You know what is G99. Then it goes to 250. So now where is your 250? Now by default your Y will be 150. That is this. Since it will take the previous one. Hmm? It is always in the buffer. So x250 is nothing but now 150 plus 100. So this hole. So once this hole is done, it will go to this N440. That block is nothing but this hole. And you don't have to repeat the entire cycle, huh? Because this cycle is active, because you are not use the code G80. G80 is for the can cycle cancellation. Then x200 and y200. So x200 and y200 is nothing but this 150. That is this 150 plus 50. So y200. And then last hole will be y100. That is this 200 minus 100. That will be 100. So these four holes. Now you should not forget to cancel the can cycle, that is G80. You must use G80. So this is a program for your drill dia 8.5. If you wish, you can write it down. Now this is tapping. M10 tapping. Tool number is 8. M6 is nothing but a tool chain. So at the same positions, you are going to do the tapping. In practice, in industry, before you do tapping, after you do the drilling, that is 8.5 ka drilling, we always do the chamfer on all the holes. Chamfer. That is, we are using a champering tool to do the champering. But since champering is not that important operation, you can ignore it. You can straight away go for tapping in examination. Tool H08, that is tool length compensation, in which you are writing down the length of the tap or height of the tap. Then again I told, now see, the pitch was 1.5 because M10, 10 minus 1.5 is 8.5. And how do you notice? 100 into 1.5, 100 into 1.5 is nothing but 150. So the feed rate will be 150. This will be assessed. It is not arbitrary, it is not random. And then remaining 3 points. And then afterwards, you are cancelling the tapping cycle. That is nothing but G80. And G28 is nothing but return to the reference point, return to the machine zero point, return to the home zero point, return to the homing position. And always you have to use G91 in conjunction with G28. These two goals hand in hand because it is incremental, because you don't know what is X, Y, Z from the present position. So that's why you have to use G28, and G91 is from the current position or from the previous position. These are some points you need to remember for the safe programming. Always add point. This is safe. So whether it is Fanuc, whether it is Siemens, or whether Pagor, keep a habit of writing down the point, because if you forget this point, then Siemens will take this as a 200 millimeter, but the Fanuc will take it as 200 microns. That is 0.2 millimeter. So keep a habit of entering the point. Whenever you are changing the tools, you must remember that you must write the tool offset and feed chalo jane do, but you must check the tool offset, that is tool length and tool diameter offset. Tool length offset and tool diameter offset you must check whenever you are replacing or whenever you are changing the tools on the machine. Next point is, do not be overconfident. Always run the first program, that is the first component. Like say you have a batch of 5,000 pieces and you are running very first component, program has been keyed in. So you run it in single block. Single block means what? What is single block and what is auto block? Auto block means the blocks will be executed one after other automatically. And in single block, one block is executed, then the machine stops. And machine will not execute the next block unless and until you press the cycle start button. There is a cycle start button on the control. So in order to execute the next block, you must press the cycle start. So once you press the cycle start, then next block will be executed. Then again for the subsequent block. So every execution of every block you need to press the cycle step. So there is an option on the control, single block and auto mode and single block. So you have to, whenever you are running the machine in single block, you have to see that you must press the single block. That single block button should be active. And whenever you are running the machine in auto, then that auto block, that switch, hmm, it is a press switch, not a toggle switch. Some machine they have toggle switch. That is, if you keep it up, it will go in single block mode. If you move it down, it will go in auto mode. So you have to ensure it properly. And whenever you are running it first time, first component, then you have to run it in single block. And also you have to run slowly also. Slowly means feed rate. You should be very careful. And once you have run your entire block in single block, and if everything is proper, there is no dashing. hmm, Then for the second job, you can run the program in auto mode. And then third job onwards or fourth job onwards, you can hand over the machine to the operator. Basically, he is nothing but a loader and unloader. His work is just to unload and then load the next component. Some more tips for good programming. Program should be easily understood by others as well as by you also. See, our memory is not that strong. So if you write something, it may happen that you will forget after 15 days or after 30 days. अरे ये क्या था? अरे ये क्या लिखा था? अरे ये काय के लिए लिखा था? So it is a good practice that you keep on writing the comments in front of every block. So try to make it as simple as possible. Memory independent. So once you read that comment, you can recollect. हाँ ऐसा था. अच्छा वो था. So try to document each and everything. It is not for others, but it is for ourselves only. Because how much we'll remember. There are so many programs, so much of work. So it is a good habit of writing down so that you keep the things open not only for you and for others also. Hmm. Some practices goes on in the industry that if we write everything or if we make everything explicit, then our importance will be lost. But it is nothing like that. Hmm. It is not that your importance will be lost. Because if you keep hiding, you will not grow. Hmm. Share your work and you do something else. You do some other work. Understand? Whatever work has been developed by you, you assign that work to your subordinates. Then only you can get some other work. So don't remain, engaged in the same work. Otherwise, you will not be assigned the other work. So you come out of, your present work, finish it, and go to your boss, go to your manager. Sir, I have done. What is next? So he will avoid. अरे अभी कुछ नहीं है. Next day again, sir, I have finished. What is next? After 2 3 days, he'll realize, yes, he is very aspiring. So I must find some good work, some other work for him. Like that, you keep on getting some new work. And some students are also like that. You know, sir, ये assignment हो गया. दूसरा assignment क्या है? So I have finished this. What is the next assignment? So this way you improve. I have seen some students that I have given two problems, but they have finished three problems. Extra egg, 2+1 bonus. Hmm, I said. Even some students they submit the assignment in such a way there are no scribblings. So I was wondering, one student his assignments were so clean and neat. I was wondering, and how come no scribbling, no mark? So he said, sir, first I write all the problems in rough, and then again I write it. on the assignment pages. So that's why you don't see any scribbling. So it is twice. So a good programmer, you have to see that the programs are understood by everybody. Minimum error cutting means the non-machining time. The non-machining time should be zero. You have to avoid them. Or if it is not zero, then it should be as less as possible. Avoid repetition of tools. This is very important. Avoid repetition of tools. It is don't call the tool again and again. Once that tool is called, and you see that all the operations which can be done with that tool, you finish it at the same time. So not necessary now in this example. So we had a hole of diameter 60, we had a hole tap of M12. So when you're calling that diameter 10.5 ka drill, you see that you perform drilling operation for M12 as well as in the same block you see that you perform the operation of diameter 60 also. वहाँ पे भी आप एक pilot drill मार दो 10.5 से, so that you don't have to call that tool again. It should be as simple as possible and it should be short. So you make use of sub program. Then consider future tooling changes feasibility, and you have to always see that machine tool life is more. So you see that you use proper cutting speeds and proper feeds so that machine tool life is increased, because people's have bad habit, especially the operators, like wherever there is a mass production and the CNC machine runs in first shift, second shift, and third shift. So the operators, they have habit of sleeping in the third shift. Suppose if the third shift timing is say 11 to 7, 8 hours. So usually what is the practice, that they will tell second shift operator, mera matlab suppose if his target is say 100 pieces, then he will tell second shift operator that you do 25 pieces for me extra. That is a mutual understanding. When that second shift will go in third shift, he does the same thing. I say. So then third shift operator will say, then मेरा 25 piece extra करके रखो. And then moment this third shift operator enters in the plant, hmm, he will start his machine exactly at 11 o'clock. No time pass. 11, 11.5, 11.5 after doing biometric or punching, as early as possible, and then he will dabao the speeds and feeds. If you want to see the actual cutting, how does the machine cut, then you should see the work which is going on in third shift. They will exploit the machine like anything. Hmm. They will work at 200%. That there is a something switch called as a override switch on every machine. On every control, there is an override switch. Override means you are overriding. That is, suppose it has been your program is set at say 100 millimeter per minute. So if you it's a potentiometer, like your आपका fan का switch कैसा रहता है 1 2 3 4 5, there are 5 positions. So like that there are positions 10%, 20%, 50%, 100%, 200%. So you can play with your speeds and feed. Like suppose if you keep the switch, that override switch at 200%, the machine will work at double the field or double the speeds. So you can override your spindle speed as well as you can override your spindle feeds also. So these third shift people, they will always work at 200%, speeds and feeds, so that they can complete it within 2 hours. They will not take any rest, no break, nothing. So within 2.5 hours they'll finish it, and by 2 o'clock they'll go to sleep, and then wake up at 6 o'clock, 6:30. Because when the union was strong, when the union was strong, hmm, management was little weak. I'm talking about 80s and 90s ka zamana, before globalization. So that time the union was very strong. Workers were protected. Management had fear to suspend the workers. So that time these things used to happen. But now the workers are, they have understood, after the globalization, after the competition, after the entry of foreign companies, they understood that not only they have to do their work properly, but they should have multi-skilling also. Like seeing not only that he should be able to do CNC lathe, but he should able to do CNC milling also, wire cut also, EDM also, because it's the jamana of multi-skilling. They are understood, and not only this, most of the companies they have also stopped their third shift operations also, third shift operation, because they are realized this sleeping and all those business, you know, and I mean the machine tool life also in the question mark. So they are stopped. And you won't imagine, like I'm telling you the live example of automobile manufacturing company. The productions in 80s was mm, 40 per shift, and they used to get 120 vehicles in three shifts. 120 vehicles, four wheelers. They used to get in three shifts, 120 vehicles. Same company, after 30 years, after this lean manufacturing, agile manufacturing, this Kaizen and technology, it is 350 cars per shift. So you can imagine how many times the production has increased. जो 40 था per shift, that 40 has become within a period of 30 years, जो 40 it has become 350, 350, almost 8 to 9 times. So obviously there is no need of running second shift or third shift. So in case if there are mm, order during the peak season, like say in festive season, maybe in Diwali or New Year, hmm, festive season may the demand is more for the cars or anything. So that time just 1 month before they uh, they run the shift one and a half times. That is they give overtime for 4 hours, and that 4 hours of working is sufficient to take care of the increase in demand. So you have to see that machine tool life is not in danger. Hmm? Any CNC machine usually machine tool manufacturers say that it should run for at least you should get a life of 10 years comfortably. 10 years. Hmm? So the machine hour cost is also calculated based on returns. What you have invested will get back in 7 to 8 years का return consider करके the machine hour cost is calculated. Same your आपका जो kilometers रहता है, जो four wheelers का या trucks का, how they are charging, they are considering the life of car or truck as 6 to 7 years. 7 after 7 years, the replacement is possible. So based on 7 years, they calculate the what will be the cost per kilometer. Even the if you go for car loan. So the maximum payback period that what you get is 6 years, or at the max to max you will get it 7 years. No bank will give you car loan for 10 years or for 15 years. It will be maximum 6 years or 7 years. Even same for the housing loan also. Suppose no bank will give you, the tenor, the period of 30 years for a building, because they are expecting the life of a building as 30 years. So the maximum loan period will be 25 to 30 years, not beyond that. No bank, no institution will give you home loan for more than 30 years. 30 years, because the life they consider is 30 years. So what I was telling that you have to have a good tool, machine tool life, and this was that program, like this is what you have to write. 5678 is nothing but the program number, then G21, that is metric. Hmm. Once you write 3 4 program, then you learn all these codes. Initially it will be difficult for you. M03 spindle clockwise, S1000, then G00, that is rapid movement, then G00 Z minus 10. Here the tool is moving rapidly down 10 mm down. मतलब already उसमें कुछ counter bore वगैरह किया होगा. That's why it is going down rapidly 10 mm. Then G01, that is linear interpolation. Hmm. That means here you have to do a pocket. I guess this is a program for the pocket. And for the pocket, when you're doing pocket from the solid, then you must have, you know, entry for the cutter. So in this case, when you're doing pocket milling, what you do first, you do a drill. You drill a hole. हाँ 25 का ड्रिल लेते हैं, ड्रिल करते हैं, and then in the second tool is your end mill. 25 का ड्रिल होने के बाद then you call end mill diameter 25. So since you have already done, drilling, you have already created a, you know position for the end mill to enter. So your end mill, you can go rapidly, or that end mill can enter rapidly, and then it does the cavity milling. Hmm. So this is pocket milling, I think X50, then Y20, then there is a radius G02, X25. So whenever you are doing radius, that is circular interpolation, you have to give the end point, that is 25 Y45, and you have to also give the radius of 25. Then you again have a radius here, and so on. Alright. And here there is the biggest mistake is this, that is M05 and M09. Normally, I since this is online, there is not much interaction. I always ask students to identify the mistakes. So this is the biggest mistake here, M05 and M09, because two M codes are not permitted in a single row. In a single row. So either you can have M05 or you can have only M09. So we will practice few more components. But before that, I want to take APT program. So this is the same program. This is how the program will look like. And I was telling you the comments, that you give the comment like this 45678. So this is the program number. G21 is nothing but the metric program. M03. So you explain each and every block in the examination in order to score, 10 on 10. Hmm? Because 1 or 2 marks are reserved for these comments. Maximum 2 marks, of course, not more than 2 marks, and minimum 1 mark are reserved for these comments. Linear interpolation. We usually, on an average, we give 1 mark for these comments. That means, if you have not written these comments, and if your this side is correct, then you get 9 on 10. And if you are writing these comments, and if this is correct, then you get 10 on 10. And of course, again, I am telling that you have to draw a sketch here on the top. You must, after drawing the sketch, it is very, very important to show the program euro point, that symbol. And then once you are done the sketch, then next step is, before you write this program, next step is you make a table. In the table, you write down all the tool numbers, tool number T01, T02, T03, whatever tools you are using in the program, and the tool description. Tool number 1, center drill. Tool number 2, T02, drill dia 10.5. Tool number 3, M12 ka tap. Tool number 4, rub boring bar. Tool number 5, like that. That table is important. And then only you go for this program. So when you are showing a sketch with the program 0 point, there you get 1 mark. When you are writing a table, so there you get again a 1 mark. And then this carries 7 mark, and this carries 1 mark. So this is how the distribution is. So 7 plus 1, 8 plus 1 here, 1 here. Because many times students write, अरे मैंने program तो बराबर लिख दिया, लेकिन मेरे को 6 mark कैसा मिला? If you are not shown the program 0 point, you are entitled to get 0 marks. But we don't use 0 marks, we just cut 1 mark. If you are not shown the table with the tool numbers, tool description, speeds and feeds, then 1 mark is lost. So 1, 1, 2, and here 1 mark, so 3 marks. And assuming this is perfect, you get 7. Then if you forget to write here end of block, that is a dot here, or star ka symbol, so there again you lose 1 mark. Okay, so that's the end of the CNC programming. Now we'll go for the APT programming. APT. So here you can get 2 questions. One program on CNC lathe, one program on CNC milling, which I have not taken any example. I just explain you the G codes and M codes. examples I am yet to take. But before that, I thought I'll complete the APT programming first. Then we can go for the example. Whatever example I have covered, that is enough one for examination point of view. The example which I covered in this, hmm, that center wala hole, because it is most likely that one program on APT and one program on CNC mill will be asked. Generally, it will not be 30 marks, it will be 20 marks, minimum 20 marks. Hmm. And generally, the CNC led program will not be asked. So you have to rest assured that minimum 20 marks, that is 10 marks, 8 to 10 marks on APT program and 10 marks on the milling program, the program which we discuss, the component which we discuss, the similar component like that. So that's why I thought that first I'll complete whatever the necessary, you know, syllabus. So I'll close this for APT. So APT stands for automatic programmed tool. Automatic program tool. Whenever you make a drawing or whenever you make a model, hmm, in a software, once you complete a model or once you complete a drawing, then this APT file is generated automatically by default in any CAD CAM software. Like say CAD, you talk about SolidWorks or you talk about NX, you talk about any, or ProE. Moment the model is completed, I am talking CAD CAM software. I mentioned the word CAD CAM software. I am not talking about only the modeling software like say AutoCAD. So AutoCAD will not generate, it is not into machining. It has only a model part. But any CAD CAM software like ProE is a CAD CAM software. NX is a CAD CAM software. CAD CAM software means it can do modeling as well as it is useful for machining also. SolidWorks CAD CAM. Now in CAD CAM softwares, some softwares are good only for modeling and some softwares are good only for machining. Like every software has capability of modeling and machining, but some softwares are like Mastercam. Mastercam is very good only for machining. Nobody does modeling in Mastercam, even though it is possible. Another example I'll give ANSYS. ANSYS is very good for analysis purpose, but you can do modeling in ANSYS. You can do drawing in ANSYS, but nobody does modeling or drawing in ANSYS. ANSYS matlab first reaction is analysis, but it is used for modeling also, but nobody does modeling. We just import the files which are made in other सॉफ्टवेयर NX SolidWorks, इसमें जो सॉफ्टवेयर में हम लोग बनाया है उसको हम लोग इंपोर्ट करते हैं इन ANSYS. Mastercam good for machining, Tabis good for machining, usually all curve shapes like automobile shapes. So there we import the model. Now SolidWorks excellent for modeling. NX good for modeling as compared to SolidWorks. I mean, if you compare these two, SolidWorks is better in modeling than NX. ProE is matlab, good for modeling as well as good for machining also. I mean, not that excellent as SolidWorks. At the same time, not as excellent as Tabis. But you can go ahead with this instead of having two softwares, one exclusively for modeling and another exclusive for machining. You can have ProE, which will just satisfy your needs. But if you want excellent modeling features or excellent machining features, then you have to have dedicated softwares like SolidWorks or Tabis and so. So as I told, once the model is made, then this file is generated automatically. This file means apt file. And remember, hmm, the most important is that apt file is also called as the clsf file. This is the most important, because we used to ask it in practicals or oral by one. CLSF is nothing but cutter location source file. Cutter location source file. So apt file is also called as the cutter location source file. And what I am trying to tell you that this cutter location source file or this apt file, it remains same for any software, whereas NC file differs from from control to control, whereas apt file is same for any control. So there is a library of the controls. Like once you make a model, then I showed you earlier, you have to select the control from the post processor. If you remember, I had shown you that, because I was aware that this license student edition will expire in September end, so that's why I was bit in a hurry. So if you remember, I had shown the post processor that once you make the model and once you define everything in machining parameters, then finally you have to select the post processor. In post processor, uh, a library used to pop up, and from that library you can select your controls, whichever you have, whether you have FANUC OM, FANUC 6M, FANUC 20M, FANUC 41. And then once you select that control, the post processor will generate the codes for that particular control. And so it is basically a three-step process. Once is your model is done. Then from model, if you remember, हाँ, जो टूल वेरीफाई करके था नीचे, वेरीफाइड टूल पाथ, उसके बाजू में there was something called the list. So if you click at list, you will get a apt file. This is same for all controls. So it is a three-step process. Like you have a model, then once you have a model, then you get a apt file automatically, and it is same for all the control. That is the second step, and apt file is converted into a dedicated control depending upon the post processor, hmm, or depending upon the control which you choose. You get a NC file. So first is your model, that is .prt in case of NX. Then you get .clsf file, that is called the apt file, and then you get .nc file, that is depending upon your selection. All right. So albeit apt file is generated automatically. Even now G codes and M codes are also generated automatically. Then why do you learn all this? सब कुछ automatic होता है, तो you should understand, है ना? Because yes, G codes and M codes are generated automatically, but in that, suppose if there is G02, G03, then you should understand. You must know, no, what is G02, what is G03. So for that, we have to learn. The same thing here also. Even the APT file is generated automatically. In order to learn and in order to understand what it is, in order to read, we must learn this. So there are, many, ways of computer aided part programming. Like you have dedicated softwares, but the journey begins with APT, that is automatic to program tool, which was developed by MIT in 1955. Hmm. The full form of APT is automatically programmed tools. Remember, huh? It is also called as the cutter location. That is this. It is also called as the cutter location source file (CLSF). That is source file, cutter location source file. Then again, APT file is for XYZ. The limitation is it is for the 3 axis. Yes, it can be used for 4 axis, 5 axis, 6 axis, but then it is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So for that, your .nc file is the best if you are having axis more than 3. And finally, what you want is .nc file. You don't want apt file. Hmm. Now, in apt file, there are statements, and these statements are classified into four types. The question which can be asked in the examination is describe various APT statements, or if it is a 10 marks, then describe any five APT statements. दो marks हर एक statement के लिए with an example. So 10 marks. So lucky. I mean no program. Or if they ask describe any five geometry statements, you're still more lucky because geometry statements are the most easiest statements. So APT statements are classified under four categories. That is geometry statement, motion statement. This is not a statement. Identification is not a statement. So it is classified under four categories. That is geometry first. Second is motion statement. Then third is post-processor statement. And fourth is auxiliary statement. Post-processor statement includes feed, speed, coolant on, coolant off. This auxiliary statements include tool change, tolerance, part change, etc. Geometry statements includes defining of points, lines, circles, arcs, etc. etc. That is, you are defining a geometry. And motion statements means how the motion of the tool should be. That is, go to, rapid, feed, etc. etc. Okay. So I think it's your break time. So enjoy your break. We'll continue this in the next class. If you had a doubt, you please ask. Otherwise, you can leave.